So I wanted to make this video because I found an interesting article online, and it's from a news publication site called Herald, and it talks about 15 reasons to never date or marry single mothers. So I want to read through the 15 points that are made and see if anyone agrees or disagrees with their statements in this article. So, number one, single mothers are never available. A single mother's schedule is never open. Single mothers are the kind of women who always cancel dates at the last minute. Something always gets in the way of a man spending time with her. It's hard to have a relationship with her because she's never there. There is some truth to that. I mean, if you're a spontaneous type of guy and you're dating a single mother, spontaneity tends not to work because she has more of a tight schedule, and having a kid, how they react is kind of sporadic. So, if you are dating a single mother, I would say it's best to schedule something well in advance. That way, you stand a better chance of spending time with her. Spontaneous types of things, no. Number two, you are not a priority. Usually in a relationship, the man winds up dead last. Behind her kids, her job, the car, the kitchen sink, and even the stopped up toilet. It's a bit of an over exaggeration there. But even the dog gets more attention and affection than a man involved with a single mother. Any man who gets involved with a single mother winds up a fifth stringer in a relationship, and he rarely ever gets called up to the play. This is 100% true. The kid will always come first, and you have to understand if you're getting involved with a single mother that you will always come second, or in this case, fifth place. Number three, thinks the world revolves around her and only her. A single mother is one of the biggest narcissists on the dating scene. She often thinks that a man has to drop everything in his life to be part of hers and her kids. They're so selfish, they think a man has needs, wants, or a life of his own. Sorry, doesn't think a man has needs, wants, or a life of his own. He's just supposed to be there to give her everything she wants in life. If you're dealing with a modern woman, and by modern woman I mean women who've grown up on social media and part of the 21st century and still in their 20s, who is a single mother, yeah, she's would be pretty self-absorbed. Now, if you're dealing with a traditional woman, situation may be different. Now, of course, situations are always different based on the person, but these are all generalities, so to speak. So it doesn't really apply to specific cases. This is just a broad term, broad terminologies. Number four, emotionally unavailable. Most single mothers cannot form an intimate connection with a man because her feelings are always invested in other people. Usually her primary focus is on her children. In addition to dedicating herself to her children, most single mothers have given their hearts to someone else, their children's father. And those feelings she still has for him will always prevent her from getting closer to you. There will always be some distance between a single mother and the new man in her life. This is true based on how soon she starts dating again after breaking up with her child's father. Now, this kind of involves both divorcees and baby mamas, because unless she is widowed or her child's father passes away, she will always have a tie to the child's father. If not emotionally, definitely legally, because until the child turns 18, he has legal rights. So, yeah. Number five, the ex baby daddy is always there. A man just doesn't deal with a single mother, he deals with her ex or her baby daddy as well. And this guy's always hovering around like a helicopter looking to cock block you. Some of these guys still think they have a shot at getting back with her. Others just don't want to see her happy. A lot of these dudes want to fight over her. Seriously, it's a game they're playing with each other, and they'll be playing that game with each other until their children turn 18 or 21. Head for the exit. It's just not worth dealing with this fool and his insecure bullshit. Another truthful statement. Most of the time, if the single mother that you're dating or pursuing, if she's not a divorcee and she's just a baby mama, most of the time the ex is still very much around, still very present, unless he's someone who doesn't want to have anything to do with the woman, or the child was a product of a one night stand and he wasn't really emotionally invested in her, then you don't have anything to worry about. But at the same time, you always want to tread carefully because, especially if the woman's kid isn't over 18, uh, yeah, you want to make sure that you get your priorities straight and you know everything there is to know about the child's father. Number six, the kids are working against you. When dealing with a single mother, you also deal with kids. Kids who still, in their little heart of hearts, think that dad will come back and love them. Seriously, get the hell out of there. Yes, this is a tactic that can be used by the kids as well as the mother. And obviously, the famous term, "you're not my dad," or "you're not his or her father." You really don't want to get caught up in that situation. Definitely not. Number seven, those kids will hate you. They will act out to keep you from getting closer to mommy. They will make accusations against you to get you in trouble. Again, it's just not worth dealing with the bullshit to get with a female. There are 4 billion women in the world. You can find a quality female who doesn't carry all this baggage or give you this much grief. This one, guys definitely have to pay attention to, especially when dating a woman with a kid. In this society, especially in Western society, any accusation made against a man, true or false, will be taken wholeheartedly as a fact by the legal authorities. So, if a kid says you did something to them and you didn't, it's their word against yours, and you can end up in big trouble. This is definitely something you have to pay attention to when dealing with single mothers. You don't want to end up in this situation, right? You don't want to be accused of sexual assault on a child, right? Even if you're a well to do person, you did nothing wrong, their word will be against yours. So be mindful of that. Number 8, entitled attitude. Single mothers think because she has a baby out of wedlock, the world owes her everything. And she thinks she's the one who deserves the best. Even though she's usually collecting welfare, food stamps, or child support, in her eyes, she's still supposed to be treated like she's a queen because she popped a kid out of her you know what. In their diluted, distorted version of the world, men are still supposed to take her out to the finest restaurants and buy them lots of expensive stuff. And he's supposed to take care of her kids too, buying them whatever they want while taking a blind eye to their bad behavior. And this is also a somewhat factual statement. Even women who are single mothers, not divorcees, but women who never married but have children, they also think that they are entitled to having the things that a woman without children should have, and they should be treated the same way, which, no. I'm not saying you should disrespect the woman or treat her any less than a person should be treated. Basically, her value isn't the same. A woman who has a kid, her physical value, sexual marketplace value, is not the same. Because she's given another man the highest honor you can give any man, which is a child, bringing his generation into the world, his biological seed and basically a kid that probably resembles him in some fashion, she gave him the highest honor of that. So value, not the same. Um, yeah, but if you can find a woman who has a kid who is humble, yes, definitely. Definitely a different situation. Number 9, distorted self image. Single mothers still think she's as sexy like she was before she had a baby. Only she doesn't understand how her body has changed. In some cases, for the worse. Single mothers are the type to try to squeeze themselves into sexy outfits like low rise jeans and crop t shirts to show off their belly button, not seeing the muffin top and stretch marks squeezing out over the top of their pants. They're the type to stuff themselves into slinky spandex dresses, not aware of that gut and the cellulite on their asses, and head out to the club. She thinks men are supposed to run up on her offering to buy her drinks. And because a few thirsty simps step to her, she thinks she's still got it. But the only people who wants what she has to offer are scavengers at the bottom of the social scene. Very true when it comes to physical changes after having a kid. Now, any woman out there who has given birth before knows the hellish ordeal that you go through and the lasting effects that having a kid leaves on your body. Now, the average woman during pregnancy gains at least 30 pounds, 25, 30 pounds per kid. And it takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of discipline to get your body back in shape after having a kid. Now, even if you're able to maintain your shape or get back to where it was before having a kid, it doesn't mean that the lasting effects of pregnancy is just going to automatically go away. You're going to have certain things you have to deal with, like, stretch marks. Your innards are just not the same as it was, especially when it comes to your uterus, stuff like that. So, yeah. But again, if you're willing to put in the work to stay in shape and maintain your proper BMI, then yeah, you can still be very much attractive. Number 10, always the victim. Single mothers never take responsibility for their actions. The situation they're in is always the fault of that no good man. These damn kids, their mother, or someone else. They never take any time to do any self examination or make any efforts to change their lives. They're still looking for some rich, incredibly handsome man to put on a cape and play Captain Save-A-Ho, sweep her off her feet, and take her out of the troubling situation she helped make. Again, I still find myself agreeing to these points. Most of the time, I'm sure you guys out there have spoken to a lot of women, and baby mamas aside or single mothers aside, if you even talk to a woman who has had a breakup, the fault always goes towards the man, right? And, whether it's true or it's false, it always goes towards the man. He was no good. It was a toxic relationship, stuff like that. So, yeah. Jekyll and Hyde personality. Now, this is number 11. A single mother will be the sweetest thing when a man first dates her, but a few months into a relationship, she turns into a nut job. More over exaggeration. A man will usually see glimpses of this when she chastises her kids when he first meets them. During that meeting, she'll yell at them and bully them to get them to act right while praising a man like he's an angel. It's all an act. Heaven will turn to hell around the 6-month mark. Once a single mother gets a man settled into her life, it's not uncommon for her to start verbally abusing him and mocking him as she projects all that pent-up rage from those previous failed relationships onto him. And it's usually around this point that most men realize why this woman is single and why it's time for him to hit the exit door. It's a little bit of an over-exaggeration. It's not uncommon for a woman or a single mother to manipulate her way into a relationship if she knows that she is not a saint. Always put on a front. They can always put on a front, and things can always change. Uh, the thing about it is you really have to be mindful of the red flags during the dating phase because she's not perfect. She's not a master manipulator. She can't hide everything about her in order to get you to do something or feel some type of way. There will be red flags at some point. Uh, just be mindful and able to spot them and logically judge what type of person she is. Number 12, the drama queen. Because a single mother always sees herself as a victim of society, she's always talking about her problems, and she always has a new trouble to bring everyone. There's never a good day in the life of a single mother because there's always some new crisis about to emerge in her life. The reason single mothers need the drama is because it makes them feel important. It makes people pay attention to them. And when Captain Savaho is dotting on them, trying to solve their problems, it makes them feel an artificial sense of value. They need that value to deflect people's attention from how pathetic their lives actually are. Manipulative in most cases, a single mother has no interest in a man she's dating. In a lot of cases, she's just using a guy as a pawn. Another over exaggerated point, but women who have recently had a breakup, and especially women who have broken up with their baby daddy, they have a lot of emotional baggage. And half the time, if she's not mentally secure in herself, especially if she's insecure, she uses a guy as an emotional tampon, basically. And she has a lot of things she has to get out. And of course, the guy who listens to these problems is the one who wants to get in her pants or wants to save her or save a hoe. So, yeah, something else to deal with. And this would be one of those red flags. Just saying. Number 13. In most cases, she's dating to make her baby daddy jealous. Deep down in her heart of hearts, she believes that she believes that if she's seen with someone else who sees her as valuable, then he'll see her as valuable and take her back. Okay. In other cases, when she's not trying to get a rise out of baby daddy, she's playing the sympathy card, using a guy to get gifts, free dinners, and free drinks out of him. To a single mother, the men in her lives are just human ATM machines when she whispers a sweet nothing in his ear like a PIN number and money comes out of his wallet. And because she's a drama queen who loves to play the victim, the single mother plays to men's emotions to get them to react in the way she wants. It's not uncommon for a single mother to tell her man about her baby daddy so he can go fight him, or pit two baby daddies against each other. Many a man has wound up either dead or in prison because a single mother played the victim card. This is true. There have been cases where the baby mama pits the new man against her child's father, and things get ugly. Also, this was a very loaded point, to say the least. There are instances where the only way a baby mother, a single mother, can use a man in that way as a walking ATM machine is if she is like a dime or an 8, 9, or 10, basically. So 8, 9, or 10 looks. And guys, you really have to see this. I think the best way to vet these situations, don't throw a lot of money at these situations. If you want to get to know her, and if she's okay with things, take her on a coffee date. Take her on a lunch date. Something like that. Don't throw that much amount of money. So if things go bad, you don't walk away feeling used. Okay? Number 14, dishonest. The single mother is a liar. It's how she gets what she wants. It's how she manipulates people. It's how she takes care of her kids. It's how she survives in this world. Single mothers lie, and they lie all the time. They emphasize on that. They lie to men about their age, their height, their weight, how many kids they have, the job they do. On top of the lies they tell to others, they lie to themselves. They lie about how beautiful they are. They lie telling themselves they're still a catch. They lie telling themselves they still have a chance with a good man. They lie telling themselves that their lives will be happily ever after one day. The horrible truth is without those lies, most of those single mothers would realize how pathetic their lives are, how they have no options in the dating scene, that they're at the bottom of the barrel in the dating scene, and the only men who want them are pathetic manginas and thirsty simps. Another loaded point. How do I put this? I would agree, especially in online dating, women will generally, single mothers generally lie about their weight because, again, you gain weight uh, while pregnant, so they tend to fib on that front. Also, they do create their own realities in a way and telling themselves what they deserve. Women are hypergamous by nature. Even a woman who has a child, a single mother, and they basically want more than what their child's father had to offer from the next man, right? This is a statement of fact. They typically want more. If you're bringing the same thing socioeconomically as the child's father, uh, unless he was like a six-figure guy, 90% of men in the United States make an average living. And I mean by that less than six figures. So a woman typically wants an upgrade, and this goes for every woman. If they have a breakup with someone, they typically want better. So that's the thing. And single mothers, excluding divorcees, they don't believe that their value is lower and they have less options than a woman without children. Just saying. Final point, number 15. Carries baggage, and more baggage. Single mother has more issues than Time and Newsweek combined. And when she's looking for a man, she's not looking for an equal, caring partner. She's looking for a Pullman porter to take care of her kids and clean up her messes with her children's father. Brothers, don't let yourself get sized up for the white jacket and the bow tie. Yes, inherently a single mother comes with baggage, the child being the biggest one. In closing, and I'm sorry for this being a lengthy video, if you get involved with a single mother, especially if you intend to marry a single mother, and if you eventually marry a single mother who has a kid under the age of 18, you will be contributing financially to that child's growth. So you need to, going into that situation, you obviously have to have a decent income because you're throwing money at a kid who isn't yours. You're taking care of a wife and also taking care of yourself. And if you eventually have another child with her, your own biological child, then that's more money on the table. So you're going to have to look after a child that isn't yours the same as you would look after a child that's biologically yours. And there is a connection. As a man, that a child that's biologically yours, you have a very special connection with that child, your own offspring, unlike the kid that isn't yours. It's always at the back of your mind. Again, sorry for this being a lengthy video. Tell me what you guys think. Do you agree with any of these points, or disagree? Whichever one. I'll definitely put the link in the description. You can always take a look and comment as you will.